Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another Access 72 video, and in today's video I'm back with another interview, and I'm here with Niall Brown. Niall, how are we?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Nice one for having me on.
It is a pleasure to have you on, mate. Thank you very much. And so am I right in saying you're a 25-year-old middleweight who's 8-0?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yep, great, okay. And so if you're on your around here and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do need like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, going to start off with the question which you always like to start off with. Why did you start boxing?
Well, before boxing, I used to do Muay Thai. So I don't know if you know what it is. Like, it's a bit like kickboxing, but you can use a bit more weapons like elbows and knees. So I started that when I was about 15, 16. And then about maybe coming up to 3 years now, I went over to boxing. I just got in the gym just because I wanted to get my boxing better for Muay Thai, and then I just ended up falling into boxing.
That's great, that's great. And so was there much of a difficult kind of transition when you did go from Muay Thai to boxing, or did you find that was relatively easy to do?
Some things are because you're restricted. Like I said before, you can in Muay Thai you can kick, you can clinch, you can elbow, you can knee. But going into boxing was just restricting myself, but excuse me, I'm enjoying it.
Indeed, that's the most important thing. And so, do you remember what happened in your first amateur boxing fight?
I didn't have any.
Oh, right.
Funny enough, yeah.
So, did you go straight to the pros then?
Yeah, straight from Thai boxing into professional boxing.
Okay. And so, what was your kind of reasoning behind not going to the amateur route or the unlicensed route and going straight from Muay Thai to professional boxing? It is quite a big jump.
Yeah, like I said, I've had quite a lot of experience in the Muay Thai. Obviously, I know it's a very different sport. Like, it's still a combat sport, but it's very different. So when I started going to college to Moston, I was training with the pros anyway, and holding my own against some of them. So it just made sense to go straight pro. So you didn't want to waste much any time.
Okay, no, that's completely understandable. And so, of course, I mean, professional side of things are going very well. Of course, 8-0. And so, out of these 8 professional fights you've had so far, which one would you say you performed your best in?
Not too sure. I wouldn't like to put a name on which one, just because I've learned something in every single one of them. Of
course.
So I've learned the important parts in my first one and my last one, all of them. Yeah, so.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. And I mean, last time out, you're in there with a very tough fighter in Karami, and I mean, he seemed to. I mean, obviously, you got the knockdown, you got the win in the end, but he managed to, I suppose, get the best out of you at times. And he was a tough opposition. I've seen him fight live. He's a tough game journeyman. And so, how tough did you find him?
Yeah, he comes to fight. Like I said, he gives everyone problems. I found it okay. Personally, I know I can do a lot better. So I'm saying it now, but I need to do it in the ring. I still got the win, but I know there's a lot more to work on. And that was just one of the tests that I had to go through.
Indeed. And so, would you say that you're kind of always looking for these tough fights, and especially early on these tough fights, and I suppose you're going to keep going that fight?
Yeah, again, sorry. Say again.
Would you say that you're always looking for these tough fights?
Yeah, but obviously I want to try and make them easy. If I can make them easy, then it shows my skills.
Yeah. No, indeed. And so, I mean, you're with a great coach in Pat Barrett at the moment, and so what is it like working with him, and what have you been learning from him?
Yeah, it's great. Been learning a lot. It's hard to say one thing what I've been learning. I've been learning so much about it, like about boxing, how boxing works, all different techniques. Learning a lot.
Indeed. No, he's a great coach, and he seemingly kind of helps all his fighters in different ways. And so, I mean, you're with Wasserman as well, and so what's it like being with Wasserman and being on their shows?
I'm actually not signed with them.
Okay.
I just got the opportunity to fight on that show. Thanks to Pat and Lyndon, they managed to get me on the undercard of Lyndon's fight last Friday. So I just got the opportunity to fight on it, and it's a good opportunity.
Indeed. I mean, for the most part, I mean, you've been with Black Flash and you've been with Wasserman, and so what is it, and how important is it to you to have your fights on free-to-air TV so that everybody can watch it?
Yeah, it's very important, to be fair. Like I said, I'm thankful to Pat for allowing me to fight on that show, because I was actually scheduled to fight on his show about 5 or 6 weeks before. And then he made the decision to pull me off that and let me fight on the Wasserman card, just to get more eyes on me, really. So yeah, it's a very unselfish thing for him to do, to allow me to pull me off his show and let me fight on Channel 5.
No, he sounds like a legend, and I mean, you are in a good part of your career, still early on in your career, and so what would you say is your motivation?
Just to be the best I can be. Be the best I can be, whether that's inspiring, running, training, everything. And also, sorry, can you still see me? Yeah. And also to provide for my family. So that me being the best I can be will bring everything I can use to provide for my family. Indeed. As you could probably, I don't know if you can hear in the background, I can hear my nephew messing about in the background.
No, it's great. It's great, and yeah, family is always such a big motivation for everybody, and it can be such a big driving factor. Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
and so I don't know how much you can say about this, but is there a possible date of when you might be back fighting again?
Yeah, I'm fighting on Pat's show next on the 27th of May. At Bowlers in Manchester. So it's about 8 weeks away now. So let's crack on. Get that night fight.
Indeed. And so, would you say that with every fight you've been having, you've been looking better and fighting better? Yeah,
I'd like to say so. You might see me do something else better than I did last time. So I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, that's the most important factor. And so for anybody who's not watched you fight before and might be coming to watch this upcoming fight of yours, what would you say makes yourself interesting as a fighter?
I'd like to say I'm an exciting fighter, exciting to watch. You might see some sort of old school moves that you're not seeing very much often anymore. A bit of creativity, something a bit different than the usual.
Indeed. And is there any kind of fighter which you might base your style upon?
I wouldn't say one in particular, because I like to take parts from each fighter, different fighters that I like.
Okay, that's great. And so, I mean, you are just at such an early part in your career, and you're getting into the interesting part of your career, I'd say now. And so, how far do you believe you can go?
I think I can go very far. Like I said, with me being the best I can be, there's no reason why I can't go very far, go all the way. But I'm just focused on me being the best I can be, and then these opportunities will present themselves, and I'll be ready for them.
Indeed, of course you will. And so, I mean, when you maybe get to the latest part of your career, the later part, and you've kind of achieved all you want to achieve, how would you like to be remembered in boxing?
I've not really thought about it, to be fair. I'm just thinking about the present and just thinking about the present and the short term future.
Okay, that's fair. And so I'll leave with this final question, which I always like to ask. You've got a little bit of a platform here. Would you like to shout anything out?
Yeah, just a massive thank you to yourself first for getting me on. Thank you to Pat, Black Flash Promotions, for giving me these platforms. Like I said, he pulled me off one of his own shows to put me on a televised show, so it's not very often you get someone who will do that for you. And also all my sponsors. There's quite a few to mention, but they all know who they are, and I can tag them in this video just to say thank you.
Indeed. And I mean, I've got to say personally, massive thank you to Mandy for Black Flash Promotions for getting this interview over the line. It's been great to have you on, mate, and maybe a little bit further along down the line we can come and do another interview.
Yeah, definitely. We'll catch up in the future.
Great, okay. And so if you are new around here and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do like the video, and thanks for watching.